look like the joint carving objections. Like, have you heard of like Cider's argument against Hirsch's argument?
Yes.
Well,
Dog shit.
okay, like why do you think it fails?
Well, I just take it that if Cider's objection was successful, then we would expect a large convergence towards the joint carving language that's embedded within this given conceptual model. But we see large diversions, towards that type of language. So it seems like the posterior probability of that given objection being successful is disconfirmed, at least relative to a lot of these anti-realist objections. And I also take it that when you talk about this joint carving language, I also take it that it seems to beg the question against these anti-realist views, like the neo-Carnapian view, and also the quantifier variance. Because I think the question really posed against that view is whether or not that joint carving language is actually legitimate in a metaphysical sense. So I think on that account, or those accounts, that specific objection fails.
I mean, they don't really say that. I mean, I can give like, Cider doesn't. I mean, that might be like a view that Cider commits himself to the side, but like that's not like the main point of the joint carving argument.
Yeah, that the language would match reality structure.
Language is
quantifier.
Look,
I'm aware of the thesis, but yeah, I'm aware of the thesis, but I just take that the question back in the same sense as we were doing earlier.
Why do you think that the question?
Well, I'm sorry, because the core idea there, which was initially being questioned, is if there's a language that matches reality structure, and if there is a privileged quantifier in the fundamental sense.
Wait. Cider's argument doesn't.
So the joint
wait, 1 sec. Wait. Cider's argument only assumes the first one, but Cider's argument doesn't assume the second view. That's a consequence of Cider's argument. Hirsch also believes that these frameworks seem like equally true, right? It's like these frameworks are distinct, but they're equally true. It's like a framework which takes it to be the case that. Wait 1 sec.
No.
You just agreed when. You just agreed.
No, Hirsch.
Wait 1 sec.
No, hold on. He wouldn't sign off. No, he wouldn't sign off on the frameworks being equally true in the same sense of truth. That's a blunder.
No, but you just said that that's not a blunder. You just said that Hirsch was a pluralist about the framework. So again, if you're a pluralist about the framework,
but that isn't to say that the frameworks are equally true. He's saying that both can be correct relative to their own semantic rules or their interpretations within the given linguistical frameworks.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then you're good. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hirsch doesn't believe that obviously one framework is like dominant over the other in the sense that one framework's privileged. Like obviously, but I'm saying that Hirsch himself, like if we had like a framework that was realist, Hirsch would say, yeah, like that framework's true relative, like the content of the framework, right? Like they'd sign off on that. And so that's all Cider needs. Like that's all Cider needs for the argument. As long as Hirsch grants that, like there is like at least like one coherent realist language or framework, Cider's argument like succeeds in my opinion. Cider's argument doesn't need the second commitment, which is that like a privileged quantifier is like a privileged quantifier. That's a consequence of Cider's argument.
So then the joint carving language, we would just take that to only concern the internal questions within the given world there, right there. But if you frame it like that, then that would imply, for the joint carving language, that would just assume that the language would match reality structure.
I'm getting called. I'm getting called. 1 sec.
No, you're getting called? Yeah, very convenient. Holy shit, bro. Fucking donut, bro.
It's an analytic philosophy study, or I'm a continental.
But I know what the joint carving point is. Like, but the point is that would still beg the question against the view, right? Because what was initially being questioned is the joint carving point, which is that some languages would carve reality better than others, and that the correct metaphysical language is the one that aligns with the fundamental structure. But that's in question, right? So he couldn't even defend the Quanian thought. Now he's moving to fucking cider, like apple cider vinegar. But he's not giving him the fucking health products. Right? Cider is not giving you that apple cider vinegar, that vitamin A. All right, bro. I'm done, bro. Guy's like a genius, bro. Wait, Kel, do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you.
Yeah, the Cider's move is dog shit, right? But look, Cider's objection only works if you treat the joint carving structure itself as a framework independent notion. But that's initially in question. So he's not doing a good job against these neo-Quanian approaches and the quantifier variance approach at all. Because I told his retard to give an argument that doesn't fucking beg the question against the anti-realist views, and then he does exactly that.